were just hanging out in your child's room with the door closed, in the bed, half dressed.
This chick that's being shopped around, a Diddy and another male. They say the other male is an A-list celebrity.
And there's a few I can come up with. Will Smith.
For years, certain figures have moved through Hollywood without facing much public scrutiny. Now, as pressure around Diddy continues to grow, the focus is no longer limited to him alone. The conversation has widened, and Jada Pinkett Smith's name has begun to surface more frequently, prompting people to look back at moments that were once overlooked or quietly set aside. According to ongoing public discussion, this attention did not appear suddenly. It has built gradually through years of unresolved claims, industry connections, and sustained speculation that many ignored until recent legal developments brought renewed focus to several high-profile individuals. As interest in Diddy intensified, online and media conversations grew louder, especially after Gene Deal began sharing commentary that encouraged audiences to reevaluate past interactions and events. There has also been widespread speculation suggesting that Jada's past associations, alongside her husband Will Smith, are being revisited within the broader narrative surrounding Diddy. These discussions have touched on various allegations and have raised questions involving Jaden Smith and Jennifer Lopez. One commonly referenced period is when Diddy was in a relationship with Lopez, during which he reportedly believed that boundaries were being crossed, adding another layer to the ongoing public re-examination.
At a birthday party that I think either Matt Damon was giving for Ben Affleck, it was just a little gathering. It was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada, and it was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well that he stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his arm some kind of way, and then he went like this, and I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him, and he said to me, he said, "Yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close, because I'm going to snuff them." I said to myself, Will Smith gonna beat the shit out you. Now, Puff could scrap now, but I don't think he could beat Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? But he could scrap. You know what I'm saying? So then he said that shit. So I didn't go back over there where Will Smith's sister and her husband was. I stayed about, if he snuffed Will, I could move slow enough that Will could probably get 2 or 3 punches back in. Yeah, but that shit was funny. He thought that Jada and Will was coming on too strong to Jennifer, making advances.
According to these accounts, the atmosphere reportedly grew tense to the point where Diddy felt a confrontation might occur. This storyline further intensified long-standing discussions about Will and Jada's unconventional marriage. In time, Jada herself openly confirmed that their relationship did not conform to traditional expectations or boundaries.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
In her memoir, Jada disclosed that she and Will had privately separated in 2016, long before the public was aware of any serious strain in their marriage. Will later explained in interviews that they did not believe it was either partner's job to provide the other's happiness. Each person, he said, was responsible for their own sense of fulfillment, and they would then come together from that place. He emphasized that divorce was never their goal. Instead, they chose to stay committed and work through challenges, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable that process became. In conversations surrounding his memoir and a GQ cover feature, Will also acknowledged that both he and Jada had explored other relationships at different times during their marriage. This openness led some commentators to speculate that the couple embraced an unusually unconventional lifestyle. Framed as opinion and public commentary, these discussions have pointed to alleged private gatherings and behavior that were said to have had emotional consequences for others. While these claims continue to circulate in public discourse and will be examined later in the video, one relationship that was already publicly confirmed was Jada's involvement with singer August Alsina, which she discussed openly on Red Table Talk in 2020.
It's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business. But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided.
I was done with your ass.
Kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
Red Table Talk became known for its unusually open and honest discussions. In later episodes, another sensitive topic emerged involving Jaden Smith. Jada spoke about how, during her own battle with depression, she exposed Jaden to alternative perspectives on mental wellness. Jaden later shared that his curiosity led him to explore plant-based methods that some people believe can support emotional well-being. These conversations went on to spark wider public debate about parental influence, responsibility, and where appropriate boundaries should be drawn.
Introduced to plant medicine 10 years ago to deal with my depression, and it knocked it out.
Something Jada says she can speak to from personal experience.
What it does, unlike just going to therapy and putting people on Prozac, right? Which I did that too.
Which that is not successful for so many people.
And that's the thing. So for me, I had struggled with depression for so long. Crippling depression. So the thing about the plant medicine is that not only does it help you feel better, but it helps you solve the problems of how you got there in the first place.
It was always in my head telling me what I was and what I wasn't. And for the first time, I had like a ego dissolution where I was like, that was the moment that really changed me. You get to a place in your life where you're blocked by something, whether it's a trauma, whether it's your emotions, your ego, not being able to express yourself. And then I feel like psychedelics are a way to tear down that wall and see what's beyond it. Doing it guided with people that are professionals, I feel like really increases the chances of having that mystical
Later, reports began to circulate claiming that Jaden Smith had moved out of his parents' home and sought legal independence at a relatively young age. This development prompted many observers to wonder what might lead a son to take such a step and formally separate himself from his parents.
What are you saving for?
I'm going to buy my parents' house.
You're going to buy your parents' house from them?
From them, yes.
Okay. Will they then stay there with you?
No, I'm going to give them a little apartment.
Will that be like in the backyard, or where will
Several public commentators, including Jaguar Wright, have suggested that Jaden's decision may have been shaped by difficult experiences within his surroundings. Some have pointed to moments shown on national television that, in their view, raised concerns and added to these interpretations.
There's there's a distance in terms of affection shown between the general and his son.
Absolutely.
Is it like that at home or no?
Nah,
Nah,
not really.
we're
Not
very
really.
affectionate.
Well, have you ever,
We're very affectionate.
He tried to kiss me in the
have you ever kissed your son on Thai television before?
You're not looking to kiss
Can
my
you kiss
son.
your Thai
Jaden,
on Thai TV?
I can kiss my son.
Yes,
Jaden, come on.
Are you okay?
The conversation has also extended beyond the Smiths' children. A former close friend of Will Smith has gone public with serious allegations about the atmosphere in the household, claiming that troubling situations took place and that some individuals were emotionally impacted while spending time there.
Somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house. So now we get into why she's even more mad. Jada will watch at the houses. She had her laptop. She would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. And she could play whatever video she watching. So I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm going to let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm going to sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. Period. And I got to have evidence. So she's sitting down here watching, playing with herself, high as a kite, right? Not caring who's in the house, whether kids watching, nothing. She's in her own world. So that's how I was able to see the tapes. I saw them, and I saw some things that were unreal, and I saw celebrities on.
The situation escalated when Bilal publicly challenged Jada. He stated that he warned her to take legal action against him if she disputed his claims. Otherwise, he would share what he knew publicly. When no lawsuit followed, Bilal said he proceeded with legal action himself. Not long afterward, he left the United States.
That you aired that last interview of me tearing Jada to pieces.
That was insane.
Yes.
I felt uncomfortable because I was like, I don't know what this beef is.
Yeah. Well,
You called her a dope fiend.
Yeah, I called her bald-headed dope fiend without question. I told her she better sue me because
she said to TMZ when they asked her when she left the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
She looked. They was like, well, what do you got to say? And she was like, we're suing. And I was just like, okay.
Right.
That's been about 2 years.
Yeah. And
we haven't gotten a lawsuit yet.
No.
Yeah. The only person we got sued by during that year was Kevin Hart.
And I was involved with that, which was crazy.
And that lawsuit is nowhere to be found.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. So,
absolutely. With no merit. So, so what's crazy is that Jada did the Breakfast Club, just for people who don't know or want to go back and see, because it's been 2 years since I've been seen or heard of or anything.
Yeah.
Jada responded to your first the first global interview that I did with you.
That was a global interview.
Yes. Yeah. It went all over the world.
It was in Arabic. I saw it.
Yeah. It's India, everywhere. So I talked for 2 hours.
Okay.
And I said some pretty, what some people may think to be outrageous things, but I knew them to be true and had the evidence to be, to show that it was true. So from that, that's when Jada responded out of anger, not out of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because for her to be a global iconic superstar, you rushed to the Breakfast Club to say, number one, that, I extorted you. There was a money shakedown. You said you didn't have all the facts. So that puts you in legal jeopardy right now. You said all the facts will come out. None of the facts came out, right? So now you, Will, and yourself are in legal jeopardy. Her lawyer sends me a cease and desist letter, which I had to report him.
The situation intensified when Bilal openly confronted Jada. He claimed that he urged her to take legal action if she believed his statements were false, saying that otherwise he would make what he knew public. When no lawsuit was filed, Bilal said he moved forward with legal steps on his own. Not long after that, he reportedly left the United States.
That's being shopped around, a Diddy and another mill. They say the other mill is an A-list celebrity.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, there's only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith. He's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black that are black actors or black in the business? There's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy. That's black. That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you know, you got to realize he ran with that black that Rat Pack, and I don't want to even say their names, but they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner. What's the other guy? Leonardo. Yeah, his name. Man, I don't keep up with these cats, but I heard that it's not. That's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him, and him doing some things with some other people. So there's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing, and I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be real crazy.
He later indicated that issues involving Jaden Smith were a key factor behind Jaden's decision to pursue legal independence. Bilal said that ongoing legal matters restricted what he could speak about publicly, though not what he planned to address in writing. He also claimed that attempts were made to silence him, comparing those efforts to tactics described in other well-known industry cases. As Diddy now faces serious legal scrutiny, public focus has widened beyond him alone. Many are re-examining the roles of people who remained close to him over the years, and Jada Pinkett Smith's name continues to surface in these conversations. According to Gene Deal, part of the reason her name remains prominent is speculation that Will and Jada could appear in recordings allegedly linked to Diddy the Private gatherings.
Do you believe the guy in the tape is white?
If he's bigger than Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be him. But if they saying that the guy is young and he's an A-lister, I can't think of that many black people, man.
Right. Not at all. And somebody that's more powerful, more of a celebrity than Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? If they were saying somebody that was more celebrity than Diddy, he was an A-lister, he was younger. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not black, it would have to be the Bieber. That's his name, Bieber? They said I got that wrong too. Justin Bieber.
Gene emphasized that Will and Jada were far from outsiders. For years, they navigated the same elite social circles, attended the same exclusive events, and operated within industry spaces where, according to multiple insiders, certain activities took place that never reached the public eye.
No, something didn't make him snap anything. He laughed at that bad joke that Chris said like everybody else. And then Jada looked at him and it was like the Manchurian Candidate.
Not the Manchurian. Not the Manchurian. God damn it.
That's what the happened.
I thought there's a legion of women who said, I'm glad for Will fighting for his woman.
Yeah, because they still want to believe that that sham of a marriage is real.
Oh. Well, there you go.
He ain't never going to be Tupac, and she proved it when she August
When the discussion turned to whether figures outside of hip-hop were involved, Gene noted that this matched what he had observed, highlighting Diddy's long-standing connections with powerful Hollywood players. Reports that Justin Bieber, Will Smith, and Diddy interacted in private industry settings have only heightened concern among commentators. This is where Jaguar Wright's allegations come into focus. She has consistently argued that Jada's influence over Will did not exist in isolation. According to Jaguar, Jada was deeply embedded within the same power networks that shielded Diddy, where behavior that would shock the general public was normalized behind closed doors. Speaking about the Chris Rock incident, Jaguar stated that Will initially responded like many others, laughing at the joke.
Then there was the moment on social media. She was 13 with a 22-year-old man in her bed.
Saw that.
It's no big deal. They were just hanging out. I got 3 questions to ask about that.
1.
13, 22. Appropriate or inappropriate?
Inappropriate.
Alone, appropriate or inappropriate?
Inappropriate.
In your child's room, appropriate or inappropriate?
Definitely inappropriate.
Part B to that. In your child's room with the door closed, in the bed, half-dressed.
Grab the shotgun.
On social media.
Hell no.
Who took that picture? That's tough.
Who did it?
Yeah, it's just... yeah.
We cutting off our hair.
Red flags.
We laid up with old niggas.
Yeah.
That's an old nigga. When she was born, he was probably already trying to rub one out at the park.
Oh, man.
Think about the difference in that.
The imagery.
She's 13.
Okay.
She might have a period. Might. Breasts not fully formed. Pubescent. Hair not grown all the way in.
Man.
And this thing go to a bar and buy a beer and get a bit drunk in the backseat of his car and leave her out there with $20 to say, hope you make it home. Like,
the imagery.
Just that could be his Saturday night in LA.
So
and he's up in your daughter's bed.
Yeah.
With his shirt off and shit. Frolicking.
You call it art.
On social. Frolicking. On social media. Somebody should have kicked the door in and beat that fucking
She
thing.
explained that the turning point came with Jada's reaction. Throughout her commentary, Jaguar repeatedly emphasizes the same idea. Elite environments follow their own set of rules. She describes circles where powerful individuals are shielded, where Jada navigated with ease, and where actions that would alarm ordinary families are instead framed as personal growth or self-expression.
As far as Will Smith is concerned, until he does right by all of those children that were harmed and corrupted while in his care, children that grew up to be men, boys like Bashir Gray, August Alsina, your own son. Like, your own son. Do people forget about that voice clip that I played from Brother Belial?
Hey.
Has anybody seen Belial?
Come on.
I asked him, didn't I ask for him last year?
Come on.
Where's Belial? Is he missing with Cuba? Have they all moved to Bali with Russell Simmons and Kevin Love?
According to Jaguar, these claims are made more serious by the fact that the alleged harm extended beyond the Smiths' children. She contends that Will Smith has not fully acknowledged his responsibility toward the young people who were reportedly affected while under his guidance and protection.
You want to know the thing that bothers me most about Bashir Gray? I actually think he's doing all of this so they'll take him back in the club. And they're not. They're going to keep gaslighting you and playing with you, promising you one thing or another. Not now, not now. Just next year is going to be your time. You know, you need to get yourself out there. You need to.
Jack, I have a question. So we speak about, you dealing with the
What happened to
Illuminati and
Bashir
having
Gray
tides and things
should
like
have
that
all
and
of
denouncing it.
America
Can you tell
in
me
outrage.
one
They
of the
watched that
things
kid
that they
become a
that they
star,
promised you that would
and now
happen?
they're watching him become a fallen one, like a comet speeding. How long before he decides it's time to cash out now? How long? Because the one thing I will say is this. Anything happens to that young man, better not nobody say a word to me. For years, I've been yelling. Salute to Moran Morelli. He actually talked about it the other day. Talked about how troubling. And, the one reason that I can appreciate Morad's commentary is because he's also an essay survivor. So he's a young man who went through these things. He knows what the signs look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can see.
Jaguar then draws attention to what she identifies as recurring patterns. She highlights young men associated with Will Smith who seemed to experience significant personality changes over time. Citing recorded moments, public disputes, emotional turbulence, and unpredictable behavior, she argues that these are not isolated events, but possible signs of deeper emotional impact. She singled out Briar Gray as a case of particular concern.
Feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists. Okay. I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and and she let Charlie tune that boy up on coke, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a Philly whore. You're a bigger whore than they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. He was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bashir conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his book.
In Jaguar's account, Diddy was far from acting alone. She describes a network of enablers, including parents, executives, mentors, and celebrity families who provided access, ignored warning signs, and normalized harmful environments. From her perspective, Jada and Will Smith were not mere bystanders. They were trusted insiders. With Diddy's alleged actions now facing intense scrutiny, Jaguar believes the focus is finally shifting toward those who enabled, protected, and exposed vulnerable young talent to him. Do you think individuals like Briar Gray and Jaden Smith will ever see justice? Share your thoughts in the comments.